Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Just a Summer Tournament. Finally going into this next match for the weekend. I believe our first Sunday match. We have three ongoing right now. But it is going to be haydedanny and snowsabre. So let's get into this match. It is a really close one as well, so I'm quite excited to see how this will go. This is very possibly a tiebreaker match. And we're going to immediately see an LN3 protect. We're going to see our LN tech be protected. I'm going to see what haydedanny feels like going with. The LN1 in banning was fun. Kind of an interesting thing to see, a double LN protect. But I could maybe trying to minimize what they lose. I'm not too sure though. Yeah, they're gonna go hybrid 2 bad. So some interesting choices being here. And immediately going into topic 1. Our stream hybrid. I think a bit of a more popular hybrid pick. Oh, okay. Going for race 3 actually.
You're so annoying.
Wait, no. Hybrid 1, sorry. Sorry. Bit of a mix-up there. But we are going into hybrid 1. Okay, going into hybrid 1. It's gonna be interesting to see. I think it'll show us a little bit on how these players will do in terms of just overall. But we'll wait and see. This is the first pick, so things are bound to happen. Not too sure what's happening with mine. Seems a little weird right now, but either way, we're going to this first pick. Oh. Not too sure what's happening. But as we're going on, it does seem like haydedanny is currently taking the sofa. So far, just a little bit of a lead on haydedanny's side. Not a very strong one, but it is fairly close, so it could kind of just keep both players in this kind of like even middle ground for now. So we'll just wait and see how the second half treats both these players. But so far, they're putting really good accuracy. It's really just a difference of about 2,000, I believe. But as we're continuing on, we're getting to this next section. It looks like the tables will be turning on this one. As we continue on, though, it is really going back and forth. These pairs basically having nearly the same accuracy, just perfects apart. So as we go by, looks like haydedanny's starting to lose a little bit of that accuracy as snowsabre starts to gain just a little bit of a lead, but it starts to just close up. But as we're getting to the end, it seems like both these players won't really be getting an advantage in this pit, especially as they're holding the same accuracy. As we reach this ending here, though, not really much that either of these players can really do. It's fine, of course, and it seems like snowsabre is going to be taking it just by a little bit. Snowsabre with the 990k. Very good score. But also, haydedanny also doing really good. Just a 618 difference. But it is going to be haydedanny's pick now, so we'll see how both these players do. Going into race 3 though.
You're so annoying.
But we're going into race 3. Here we go into race 3, our abrasive tech pick.
You're so annoying.
So we're going by those so far. Haydedanny.
Face is a blur now. I can paint a picture, but I know it ain't the way that it would turn out.
But we do see a miss on snowsabre's side, which is gonna bring a little bit more damage to them than there already was, unfortunately.
Get this doggy moving.
So we're getting into this next section, slowly getting speed on this section. And Haydedanny is going to be taking the lead. And going to be taking quite a bit of a gain as well, getting that max gain.
You're so annoying.
Get this doggy moving.
I'm going to race to our jump shoot stamina pick. It's gonna be interesting to see how this one goes, especially just given how the last pick won. Might be a bit on the scarier side for snowsabre if they aren't prepared, but this is a bit of a simpler pick, so things could end up being just fine. We'll just have to wait and see. There's always that chance where these simpler picks give some room, and perhaps they won't getting the total score that they can get. But it'll also come down to combo. It is quite easy to kind of slip up, especially on these slower, longer charts, since you don't have as much to kind of stay on, holding on to consistently. But we'll wait and see. It is only the start of the match, so we don't have complete info on both these players. As we go on, Haydedanny is going to be holding 0.80, as snowsabre is going to be falling behind with a 0.5. Well, they're going to be catching up, getting into that 990 range, so not going to be losing too much for now. We'll just have to kind of wait and see if there's any misses. Miss on Haydedanny's side could be helpful for snowsabre, especially just given that 10,000, I guess nearly 10,000 lead, more around that 9,000 lead. they're gonna get a little bit of a break here, and before going back into the quarters. Let's see. Another kind of flip here. And here we go, back into this more kind of denser junction sections. As we continue on. So far, both these players holding really well, although snowsabre, and I guess both of them actually dropping a little bit of a. But an unfortunate miss coming on snowsabre's side. As we continue on though, looks like haydedanny is going to be getting the full points on this. Gonna be a little bit scary for snowsabre's side, especially just considering that they haven't been getting the full point when it came to the hybrid, but I guess we'll have to wait and see, especially just given that the LNs do look a little bit scary for them. But we'll see if maybe they're able to get a bit of an edge on the LNs. So going into LN3, we are technic, I believe for protect as well. But here we go into LN3, our tech Alan. So Sabrina's gonna have to hold to be able to gain as much as they essentially can on the LNs, but I guess one thing to also know is that there's 2 LN per tech, so they aren't going to be able to gain a full 10,000 points from both of them. They are going to be capped at that 8,500, so definitely something to be wary of. As we're going on, it seems like snowsabre is going to be holding the advantage so far. A bit of a small one, but still an advantage at that, which is going to be really important for them if they keep on losing. Well, we see a miss on the side of haydedanny though, which is going to cost quite a bit. But I guess the good thing is that it's a bit on the lighter side, so there will be a little bit of wiggle room. But it seems like the lead is going to go fully towards snowsabre so far. Another miss, which is going to be even more unfortunate, as it's going to make it harder for them to potentially nullify this score game. But good thing is it is a protect. So they'll only be losing 8,500 score lead, which I guess may not be the end of the world, given that they didn't at least for snowsabre, given that they didn't fully get, at least on their pick, they didn't fully lose the 10,000. So we'll have to wait and see. But it is going to be haydedanny's pick now. Gonna bring this lead to 9,000. So 11,000. Well, nearly 11,000. Went to LN1 immediately though.
Switch on the power line, remember to put on protection. Lay down your pieces and let's begin object creation. Fill in my data parameters, initialization. Set up a new world and let's begin the simulation.
By the snowsabre so far going to be holding onto the lead with 990 range, maybe 991. Slowly going into the next section. So if I can actually start starting to get closer together. But we're gonna have to see how the second half treats both these players, as We did see haydedanny get a few misses on the last pick, so that might be something worth considering when going into these next few picks. Here we go. Going to this next part, which could be a little bit on the trickier side. So this is where we could potentially see a slip up. So wait and see. Ooh, but we see a slip up on the side of snowsabre. But it's definitely gonna cost snowsabre quite a bit as they get another miss. But is this gonna give haydedanny the opportunity to get full scoring on this one? A bit unfortunate on the side of snowsabre, but we're going to have to wait and see what the next pick is. It is their pick, so they could potentially go for something that's a little bit more favorable for them. Well, it's Ellen too, though. This could potentially work out. We'll just have to wait and see. Here we go. Ellen 2. Here we go. Our stamina element. And so far, Stunts are really holding the accuracy advantage, so definitely going to be a crucial pick for them at least, just given that 19k lead they have. As we're going through though, the lead slowly building up towards the free side in terms of scoring. But this is a bit of a lengthier pick, so misses are definitely more prone to happening. But they're gonna get a little bit of a break here. So lead climbs more towards the snowsabre side. They're gonna really want to get that max game. Here we go, going to the next course here. We're continuing on though. So far, the lead's still staying on the snowsabre side. That miss from haydedanny definitely going to help quite a bit, but they're still going to have to get that XC up just a little bit more, especially just given that the XCs are still quite close, especially haydedanny's with the miss. But as we kind of continue through this section, we're going to be getting into the next chorus, the final one as well. So it's where things are going to matter as much. This is also where stamina could start to become a bit of a more important factor. But we're seeing the game grow a little bit more. But as we continue on, slowly climbing into that 8,000 range. Ooh, that unfortunate miss on snowsabre side. Gonna cost them a little bit. They are gonna get a little bit of score at least, but it's gonna be a bit unfortunate. But going into Hybrid 3, it seems an interesting choice. It is also haydedanny's last pick. I'm interested to see how this one goes. I don't really see this pick too often. But let's see. This is a hybrid, so it could help snowsabre, at least in terms of not losing as much score if they do lose this one. At least I would think so. But we'll see. I don't think we haven't really seen hybrids too much. But it looks like haydedanny is actually struggling quite a bit. It might just be that kind of more techie Ellen hybridy aspect. We did see they struggle a bit on LM3, so that could potentially be one of the things. Yeah, this is looking really good for snowsabre, as it's gonna help them fight a bit in terms of staying in the match for a little bit longer. But they did drop, which is gonna make things even. Ooh, this is looking quite scary though. So snowsabre's gonna have to hope that haydedanny messes up just a little bit. I mean, I think right now they're still in that kind of safe area, but they're definitely gonna want just a little bit more damage on haydedanny's side. But we're slowly reaching the ending here. So far, the axes are getting really, really close now. So it's really just gonna take one miss to kind of push things towards either side. Yeah, we're almost at the ending section. So far, both of them are still holding that combo. Ooh, that is really close. Yeah, I think we're going to be going to tiebreaker after this next pick. I believe there isn't enough. Yeah, there's not enough score for haydedanny to get into a winning condition. We have... Ooh, we only have 2 rice picks left. I'll be regretting that hybrid there, potentially. What is rice for though? To our dump pick. This is gonna be scary for snowsabre, but they are going to get into a forced tiebreaker, so we'll have to see how things go.
I don't understand. Why? She's burning me to hold on to this. I know this is something I gotta do. But that don't mean I want to. What I'm trying to say is that
But here we go, going to rice for our dump pick. A forced rice pick, at least on the side of snowsabre. Waiting for a bench to load in, but here we go. So far, both of them holding decently. It's just that accuracy, which I guess it makes sense. It is a tech gear pick, or dump pick. We're a little worried for this next like speedy section, at least on the side of snowsabre, because it is on the more physical side for rice. At least in this pool. It can be quite tricky and might cause a miss, but looks like I handled it quite well. We are avoid easily drop. Okay, so Subri's just gonna want to hold on to that combo and just see if they can keep the accuracy they're at for as long as they can. Just to kind of minimize the damage being done for right now. Or they could maybe hope for haydedanny to slip up quite a bit and maybe they get some score. We'll have to wait and see. Holding on really well so far though, but there's another hard section. At least hard in terms of holding combo. This part repeats again. In this part, which is a bit lighter, it's gonna get a little bit more difficult, which is where I'm a little worried, at least on the side of snowsabre. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. This is the part I was really worried about for them, as it does get really tricky and can be really easy to mess up on. But it looks like haydedanny is trying to drop some accuracy, so maybe they also drop a miss. I'll have to wait and see. now that it is over, snowsabre just has to kind of focus on managing damage that's been done. Maybe hoping for a slip up on the side of haydedanny.
I'll be waiting.
Yeah, try and minimize that damage as much as they possibly can. Still not at that 10k cap, so they're able to salvage just a little bit. I don't know how much they'll be able to salvage though. Because we're getting to this ending though. Oh, that's gonna be really rough. We're gonna have to hope that haydedanny chokes quite a bit on the tiebreaker. But we are going to tiebreaker. We're waiting for players to ready up though. Here we go, going into tiebreaker. Definitely going to be a really tough situation for snowsabre. They're down quite a bit, almost fully out, but it's still possible to potentially make a comeback. But we'll have to see. They did struggle a little bit on Hybrid 3, and this is essentially a harder Hybrid 3 as well. We'll see, as well as the shields within this pick, as we did see Hybrid 2 be banned. So we'll see how this goes. Here we go, going into the chorus. Both these players holding on so far. It's pretty fun though. So far, both these players still being kind of even, although haydedanny does have a little bit of an advantage. But seeing, oh wait, we're seeing the lead go towards snowsabre now. You're gonna have to hold on and hope that haydedanny keeps messing up. But as we're continuing on, so far it's slowly climbing towards their side. Reaching the past halfway mark as the lead switches towards haydedanny. Although it's not going to matter too much if it's in their favor for the most part, just given that they already have enough score to kind of have a bit of a cushion. But we'll see how the rest of this goes. There's potential for things to switch up. So we continue on though. Another miss on side of snowsabre going to be unfortunate as haydedanny trades it back though. Another miss. Actually shifted over. But snowsabre going to have to reach that combo cap. And they're going to need a lot more damage on haydedanny's side if they want to win this. As we get into the final section though, there's not a lot left for haydedanny to mess up on. One more miss, but it's still not gonna matter quite yet. Ooh, nasty drop on snowsabre's side though. As we're continuing on though, this is just being traded, but not gonna matter. haydedanny's going to be winning this one. That is going to close out this match, as haydedanny is going to be getting the win by just a little amount in the tiebreaker, but with overall score, they will reach the win condition for the previous one as well, but having more overall score as well. And that is going to conclude it, and I'm also going to include the stream score a bit. They are going to move into the winners round of 32. haydedanny going to be going to losers. Let's see. They're going to be facing the winner of snowsabre versus Pierce Sparkles, and then I don't know if haydedanny has snowsabre has no opponent yet, so it isn't included. But this match being on. Next match in about 8 hours is going to be Winter and Joshua. Until then, we will be seeing you next time. Goodbye.